Hello and welcome to Days Info Video Bytes. Today we have Avlesh Singh from Webengage.com. He gives power to a lot of the top e-commerce sites in India. So let's see what he does with all that glory. Yes, tell me, Avlesh, so what is that Webengage does?
Hi, I'm Avlesh and I'm co-founder and CEO at Webengage. We are essentially an online customer engagement toolkit for e-commerce businesses, for online publishers, and for a lot of content companies who use our toolkit to drive engagement on their website, to help, we try and help them convert their visitors into buyers, into customers, and drive more and more engagement so that they see more conversions in their customer acquisition funnel. So that essentially is what we try to do as a company.
Right. So recently I did go through one such pitch of a startup. Mm-hmm. The only thing that they did provide is an intuitive chat pop-up. Mm-hmm. So if for 2 minutes, if a customer stays on the web page, right, they just pop up and say, "Hey, I'm so and so. Would you like help from me?" Which I thought was a little intrusive. Mm-hmm. Is this also a solution on the same lines, or is there something more that we are not seeing?
Oh, it's a very, very different tool that we have built. So while live chat has its own application, and we'll probably be adding that down the line in our bundle as well. Today we don't have live chat, but what we let our customers do. So I'll give you an example. We let them build what we call as notifications. So you, as a customer, you kind of pre-create scenarios in your head, mm-hmm, and you define. So we call them as funnels, and you define what is to be done when a customer who is matching this funnel comes to my site. So for example, to anyone, we try and pitch to our customers like this. You use a lot of Google Analytics, right, to see what's happening on your site. Yes. You know that your people bounce off the site in less than 2 minutes, and you know that these are the pages they go to, these are the cities they come from, and this is what they do, right? But the unfortunate bit with all this is that you know this piece of information only when the customer has left your website. What we try and build for you as Webengage is to make it actionable in real time. So you know that there are 10,000 guys who come from Delhi or Bombay every day to your site, yeah, and you wanted to announce a new product catalog to that audience, which is very specific to, let's say, Delhi or Bombay. You're delivering them in Delhi and Bombay today, and you wanted your visitors from Delhi and Bombay to know about it. Say hello to Webengage. That's what we do. So we allow you to build that offer, which is that message. A lot of UI customization capabilities of how you want that message to look like, where you want it to appear from, and so on and so forth. And then build rules. These rules are multifaceted. So I'll give you some examples. You can say, geo, of course, I only want to show this to Delhi or Bombay visitors. I only want to show this to guys who have spent at least 20 minutes on my site. 2 minutes on my site. I only want to show this to people who have come to my site via Google search, and those who were looking for shoes on Google. That deep. And even deeper, we have what we call as custom targeting, where we mash up with your enterprise data as well, and we allow you to target based on those. So you can say, I only want to show this to my premium users who are most likely to do a cart abandonment, who added products to the cart but are likely to abandon it. Show it to them. So that thing can say, hey, dear Mr. X, because you already know who the guy is, and if you buy this now, for the next 5 minutes, here is a coupon code which will get you additional 5% off. Click here to avail that thing. Wow, that's the power of the tool. That's what we do.
That's interesting. So if you really require enterprise data, which is probably a lot of customer information,
right,
that would be actually digging into the database of your client, mm-hmm, or whoever the e-commerce website or whoever the other website is, right, which would also mean it could breach certain privacy norms. Mm-hmm. So how do you deal with that?
So one, we actually don't dig into customer's database. Our integration bit that happens on a customer's website is through a thin JavaScript layer. So we ask the customer to pass the information in a certain way. So if you wanted targeting to happen on a customer type, if the customer is premium, do this. If is silver, do this. If is less than 30 years of age, do this. So which means you need to pass the customer's date of birth, and so on and so forth. we actually have a definite way of you passing this information. Think of it as passing events in Google Analytics or passing custom data in Google Analytics, so that Google Analytics can show you more, comprehensive graphs and charts. So for example, in Google Analytics, you can pass information that, the guy is currently signed in or not. Now, all the metric that you see inside GA, page views and bounces and everything else, you can dice and slice based on how the signed in users bounce and how the non-signed in users bounce. Because the guy is already telling you that, he was signed in and he was not signed in.
Correct.
That's a thin JavaScript layer. You need to dig your own information. How that information is coming, we don't know. But as long as you are passing that information to us, we'll make it actionable. So that's how the data layer thing works.
So now that you said Google Analytics does a similar sort of a job, how are you differentiating?
It's not actionable. So it tells you that 50% of your signed in users will most likely bounce off from the pricing page. Let's say.
All right. Okay.
What you do then? Now I'm telling you that you know this information. Build that as a rule. On my pricing page, when the user is likely to bounce, pop a lead gen survey. The moment he's trying to bounce, pop a lead gen survey saying, hey, thanks for coming here. Seems you need some help. If there is anything that we can help you with, give us your name, email, and phone number, and somebody will reach out to you. Something as simple as that.
All right. Okay.
So that is actionable. That piece is actionable. Now you're using the bounce information. It can be a lead gen survey. It can be an offer. Today we have 5% additional off. You're looking at my pricing page, and if you sign up now, there's additional 10% off. Click here to avail it. Something as simple as that. So you can improve conversions the way you would like to.
So the tricky phrase here is likely. And how would you really preempt the likelihood of somebody either quitting a card or...
We have our own set of targeting conditions built for that. We call it leave intent targeting. So the logic that we have today, and we're kind of improving it, you're looking at a site, and the moment you try to move your mouse towards the close of the tab, that's when the trigger happens.
Wow.
So we have built that proprietary track. We call it leave intent targeting. We just released it. We'll announce it in a day or two.
That's interesting, and we are the first to cover it. I guess.
You're the first one to know it publicly. Yes, absolutely.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So, who are the clients that Who are the clients that you have as of today? What's the
close to 14,000 websites worldwide. And ranging from e-commerce to content to media companies to brands. We have a whole variety of them. And if you talk about India, pretty much all the large e-commerce companies, from Flipkart to Myntra to Home Shop to Make My Trip, Clear Trip, Yatra, all of them, Snapdeal, Zabong, they're all customers, and they've been happy customers for a long time. We're scaling very well outside India. Close to 60% of our customer base is outside India. Large brands and companies like Avaya, Intuit, Udemy, they're all customers. We do are scaling well and are trying to figure out ways into penetrate deeper into enterprises in the US and elsewhere as well.
That's very interesting. So when you've grown so big, are you already invested in?
Yes, we have raised 2 small rounds. One angel round, which was led by Rajan Anand in the Google India MDS, and followed on by a small round of $500,000 round by GTI Capital. They're a New York-based private equity fund. So they are investors. Bloom Ventures is an investor in the company as well. So we have raised a small round of seed fund. That's all we have. We're gearing up for a much larger Series A to expand operations, but I think that'll wait for another 6 months or so.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So, what is the market size that you are at presently chasing, and what is that you already have as revenue? Can you give me some numbers?
We're trying to get close to $1 million revenue run rate mark by end of this year. That's our ambition in terms of the milestone that we want to achieve as a company.
Wow.
And we are pretty close to it, so we should be able to achieve it. And talking about market size, e-commerce is where our key focus is in terms of the toolkit that we are building. We think that's where a lot of value can be derived from what we have. by all standards, it's a 1.2 trillion market size in terms of the number of sales, the amount of sales happening on e-commerce. Even if we get a small pie, that's an amazing place to be in. So that we are riding on the e-commerce wave. We have done reasonably well in India, and we are trying to just get into other markets, penetrate in a significant way in the US, UK, Australia, Europe, and elsewhere as well. So that's the next phase of growth for this company. We're trying to figure out our own ways.
That's amazing. I thought I would say, wish you success for growth, but you're already out there.
No, we need that. We're not yet there. It's a pretty small company right now. 10 people of all, based out of Bombay, and very hardcore tech DNA, tech focus as a company. We'll continue to be like that. But yes, we need a lot of your wishes. We need to grow as well. We need to grow 100 times of where we are. That's when it will be meaningful for everyone.
I would love that. I would really wish you grow 100 times, and then you come back for another interview where you have a lot of fun.
I definitely will. My pleasure.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
Avlesh.